Hello from Russia. My name is Niki, I live in St. Petersburg city, and on this channel I share my daily life here. In case you didn't know, there is a new McDonald's restaurant coming to Russia, basically rebranding and changing the owner as a result of military actions in Ukraine. And today we are going to try a new restaurant that took place after McDonald's. You see that dark greenish building behind me? That's it. This entrance doesn't look like it's ready to open its doors for people, but anyways, there is a place for logo. For a bit later I'll show you the new logo of this restaurant because that's crazy. And let's have a look if inside there is actually any difference or not. This place looks like they're hiring people right now and getting ready to open in a few weeks, perhaps. There are 60 plus branches are opened on place of old McDonald's in Moscow, but in other cities in Russia, including St. Petersburg city, it's kinda opening soon. So today we're actually on a quest of finding the place in St. Petersburg that works already. I really have high expectations for the train stations and for the airport Pulkovo. Just a few weeks ago I saw McDonald's operating there. They were literally the only places in St. Petersburg where you could buy a Big Mac and try McDonald's iced coffee. Hopefully the train station and the airport McDonald's are still operating under a new brand even today. That's my biggest guess for today. Вы не слышали? Его переименовывают. И знаете, как называется?
Нет.
Вкусно и точка.
Эмблема, однако, странная.
Вы часто бываете в Макдональдсе?
Я не поклонница, но за новостями слежу.
Я тоже не поклонник, и я очень удивлен был, когда увидел то лого. А вы бы пошли попробовать на вкус, как оно будет?
Но если там что-то сделали в меню в плане содержания продуктов, может быть, да. А ту химическую продукцию, которая там была, я бы не стала есть и в этом.
So the entrance doesn't look like it's ready to open its doors, but anyways, maybe soon, because they say over here, soon with you, and they're hiring. Apparently it's gonna be new McDonald's, but now we cannot try it here. So let's go to the city center and try to find a new McDonald's that is actually opened. So I took a subway and headed to the nearest McDonald's, but a short story before that. The first McDonald's was opened in Moscow 4 years before I was born in 1990. It was kinda a beginning of a new era, the first exposure to capitalism and the fall of iron curtain. 30 years later, there were more than 700 McDonald's across Russia, including my hometown, came to Omsk in 2014. That happened a little bit too late. Later, in 2020, McDonald's opened their easternmost restaurants in Russia, in the cities of Vladivostok and Khabarovsk, and perhaps they didn't have just a little time to open their first Makas in my girlfriend's hometown, the remote city of Magadan, crazy 10,000 kilometers away from St. Petersburg city. It's a remote place, it's really freezing out there, and if you want to know what's life like in Magadan, I recommend you watching a video from Ilya Varlamov, a Russian blogger slash journalist who traveled there and filmed quite interesting video about that place in English. I like this guy, go show him some love. And 32 years later, the era of openness is kinda over. Maybe someday McDonald's will reach Magadan city under a new name, Вкусно и точка, but that surely will not be original McDonald's. Вкусно и точка literally means it's tasty, period, and that sounds quite passive-aggressive to me. We even have a theory that they deliberately choose such a bad naming so people can keep calling Mac or McDuck, that's the way how we called McDonald's before. 12th of June there was a grand opening of the first Вкусно и точка, and just like 30 years ago, people rushed to try the new McDonald's. Today for a different reason, I guess just out of curiosity. People saw redesigned restaurants, quite a weird logo and nearly identical menu with slightly renamed memes, and one more reason for creating new memes about this place. And now we are going to the nearest Вкусно и точка place around me, to Finlansky railway station. 2 months ago I saw a McDonald's operating there while the rest of them were closed, so I think we have some good chance to see it open today as well. Look over there, I think it's working, and strangely McDonald's logo is covered just by a piece of cloth. Девушка, здравствуйте. Можно, пожалуйста, большой бургер? А какие есть?
Есть бифрейти, есть брол, есть двойной ролл, двойной чизбургер, бифрейти ролл есть. Все, что курицы нет.
Жалко. Давайте один роял, картошка по-деревенски, маленькая. К ней какой-нибудь соус, давайте сырный. И, пожалуйста, мороженое с карамелью.
Ванилью нет, есть шоколад.
Давайте.
Есть с собой?
Давайте здесь. Оплата по карте.
So I ordered a royal, I have no idea what it was called originally, a medium potato wedges with cheese sauce and chocolate ice cream. Although I wanted to get a different thing, they didn't have half a menu in stock. There is like 20 people ordered food before me, so we gotta wait for some time. Let's use this time to talk about how McDonald's left Russia, what did people think and feel about it. All McDonald's restaurants been reopened and owned by a Russian company. First, I saw news about McDonald's leaving Russia about a week after the start of the war. People took it like in a strange way. I saw really long lines of people queuing for the last portion of Big Mac or Happy Meal. And after the day when McDonald's officially closed their restaurants, at least in my city, people realized they are actually not really quitting Russia, because there are a lot of franchises of McDonald's across the country, and while official McDonald's closed the restaurants in St. Petersburg and Moscow, the franchises they didn't close at all. So in my hometown, in other remote places in Russia, McDonald's was still operating as usual, including the train stations and the airports in Moscow and St. Petersburg. I literally had a lunch at McDonald's like a few months ago, exactly at this place at Finlandsky railway station, and I also had it a week ago in Pulkovo airport, that's St. Petersburg, and that time nothing looked different. The McDonald's logo was alright, it was not covered, the menu, the food uniform was exactly the same, not like we are having right now here. And I don't know, should I mention that many other big brands didn't even try to leave Russia? KFC and Burger King and Subway, many other places, they still work as normally. I would say that's actually good for Russians, because even if I don't go to such fast food places often, they set a certain level of competition, which is really good for a market. So today it's going to be like half experience of trying this restaurant, because everything looks very similar to original McDonald's.
Спасибо вам.
You know, that feels freaking weird, like visiting a McDonald's, but everything here is called differently. Как вам, ребята, отличается, не отличается?
По мне так отличается. Ну, рожки те же, остальное.
Что отличается?
В целом, котлеты, мне кажется, это качество упало. Котлета хуже, сыр хуже. Ну, мне так показалось, не знаю, чизбургер, наверное.
So let's do ice cream first. That's just шоколадное мороженое, which means chocolate ice cream, and it's melting already. Let's give it a try. It doesn't make any difference, it's just ice cream with chocolate flavor. Although that will be super interesting to compare original McDonald's ice cream and this ice cream, let's say, 1 year later. I think what I can taste here right now today is not the same what I will be getting, let's say, in a year or in a few years in the same spot. My expectations is that over time the overall quality of this new McDonald's вкусная точка will be gradually getting worse and worse. But I actually like this ice cream, despite the fact that I asked for a caramel ice cream and they said like we only have chocolate, there is no caramel, there is no strawberry, and the ice cream machine is working. Like, I have a couple of American friends who told me that there is a huge trouble with ice cream machines in the States. I don't know what is that about, like any McDonald's you go in Russia, it's working like all the times. Guys, tell me, what's the deal with ice cream machines in America? Like, I don't understand at all. Well guys, that is our main meal. I have no idea what it is. In original McDonald's, here it calls Royal. And originally I wanted to take Big Mac. They changed the name from Big Mac to Big Burger, Большой бургер in Russian. But when I asked for that, they said like it's out of stock, we don't have it today. Then I asked for a chicken premiere, they said like we don't have that in stock too. I don't know why it's like this. Then the lady cashier said there is this royal burger, so I can try. Let's try it. It's kinda interesting that they still keep the McDonald's logo over here, although they covered the store logo, and I actually like the letters on here. I miss speaking Chinese, guys. Looks like just a normal burger to me, nothing special, just a piece of meat in between the buns with some cheese, with some pickles. That's alright, like any other McDonald's burger. I like it. I didn't want to stay indoors while having my burger. I wanted to go like outdoors. There is a nice square in front of Finland railway station with fountains and stuff, but apparently that's occupied by a military parade or anything like that, so not really possible to go there right now. But anyways, we have one more meal here. It's the деревенская картошка or village potato. I actually like this one much more than just normal fries. Different texture, different taste, and I'm not sure if you actually have it in like every country around the world. Somewhere I traveled before, I haven't found this kind of potato, and I was very sad about it. So we are having this village potato and Heinz cheese sauce. I think it's really hard to cook that potato not in a tasty way. Right after like I finish half of my potato, I see that the army guys are disappearing from the square. It's actually open for people again. Let's go have a walk there. Oh guys, I found really nice spot for a conclusion. First of all, do not mess with melted ice cream, like I wasn't careful with that enough, so all my clothes, my backpack and even my microphone is covered by ice cream right now. And talking about this new McDonald's, so today I didn't spot any huge difference in taste, although I saw that the design of menu uniform was like a little bit off. It's like not just a little bit off, it looked like really weird and not professional. And we didn't see any difference in decorations of the restaurant itself, perhaps because in St. Petersburg they are not opened yet and will be opening like in a few weeks or in a month, I don't know. In Moscow there are a lot of new restaurants that use their new branding that once again doesn't look really cool, but apparently they picked it. And talking about the taste was kinda similar to original McDonald's, but I will bet that in half a year or maybe 1 year the taste will change dramatically, basically not in a better side. And today I was talking to one of the guys who sat in front of me and he was like, "Hey mate, are you filming for YouTube? Are you a YouTuber or what?" And I'm like, "Yes." And he shared that he sees a difference in the taste of the burger he got today compared to original McDonald's. He said today's taste not as good as it was before. So, you know, I will not be really surprised to see that, like, after some time, this restaurant, new McDonald's, will be completely different things that it was originally. Думаю, что сказать, как завершить видео. Well guys, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to hit that like button and see you next video.